Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look again here at RUNE, double checking a few important factors. I want to see if this descending trend is going to discontinue. By the look of it, larger term time frames not looking fantastic. But again, we're kind of reaching our local bottom here, right? We've bottomed out here for the most part previously back in January and at this point here again in June. So 6 months later, we retest our lowest point for the year. Okay, so interesting stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at some backup data here and see where we're at. And if you are new to the channel, I just want to welcome you aboard. CryptoCache.tech is a site if you want to consider joining our trading academy, community, and signals group. It's been a lot of fun here recently. We've got had some ups and downs, but you got to calibrate and adjust. Perfectly fine. My day traders are killing it right now. We'll show those results later. But what I want to talk about first of all is RUNE. The last 7 days of liquidation. There's a lot to the upside and downside, right? So generally when we see this, the price could literally go either way. It just implies that a lot of people feel the price is going to go up and down. But with more liquidation of the downside, that implies there's more, not strength, but more, I guess, people feeling like the price isn't going to go much lower, and that's a good sign. There's also not a tremendous amount of liquidation on the downside either when we zoom out a little bit too. So that leads me to believe that we are reaching our bottom. And of course, we look at the larger time frames. That $3.85 was the lowest point in which we're gonna see this price action go. Okay, so we'll go ahead and change the color of this guy here just so we can pay attention to that. And what we want to look at first of all is the moving averages. So if we take a look here, we can see we're below all four. Most coins are right there with that. Nothing surprising there. We can also see that we're close to 30 in the RSI, breaking back above, which is good. Money flow index is coming up, and MACD is starting to lose its momentum to the downside. So generally favorable, but not great. No other way around it. Most coins are looking pretty abysmal right now. And at this point, though, when we look at the 4-hour time frame, we can see there's a shift in momentum. Like a few other coins, we can see this this pattern here forming, and I'll kind of show it to you on smaller time frames a little easier. But at this point, we're over the 20-day SMA, and we're under the 50. Until we get over the 50, I don't feel super confident taking a trade. We could even draw out a shorter-term trend line here and kind of pay close attention to this and just make sure that we know, once we break this descending trend that runs parallel with the 50-day SMA, that's when we maybe want to consider taking a trade. We're also under 50 on the RSI, stochastic's kind of swinging down, and MACD is diverging. So again, not favorable here at all. Okay. The thing we also want to recognize too, though, is we do see this channel here, and these are generally bullish signs. So a lot of coins are exuding the similar behaviors right now, where we can see kind of a bull flag pattern forming. The price comes up, works itself in, and inevitably breaks to the upside. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a break to the upside, but when it comes to long-term or macro confirmation, we don't have that yet. But smaller time frames are exuding some strength here, and most coins are reaching their bottom, and this does seem like it's more likely to break to the upside than the downside. Okay. Now again, the best thing to do is to wait for the price action to be above this point of control before you take any trades. Okay? So I would recommend waiting a little bit longer and just making sure that we close soundly above specific key levels here. And to me personally, breaking above this descending trend is one thing, but the secondary thing is this other descending trend. Now again, I know you're probably like, wait a minute, it's totally off. What are you doing? It's wrong. These are just kind of, these are never exact. Okay, I'm really just spitballing here, throwing out some signs here that a lot of coins are exuding this type of behavior. Could we clean that up? Yeah, I will actually, and I'll send that playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. So if you're not familiar, I kind of just give you my thoughts on where I feel the coins are going to go next. Okay, so that's all available there. But the last thing we want to talk about is the TPO and just kind of see who's controlling this last 24-hour period. Most coins are doing well. In this case here, we're below the point of control, implying that we're having difficulty getting across that level. So right now we've got that strong point of control at about $4.25. So until we close at $4.25 or higher, again, that puts us over here. There's no consideration for long, okay? And I know a lot of people are thinking right now, what if I get in now? I'm gonna get in early. Why not get in before it goes? We don't know if it's gonna go anywhere. It could continue lower, especially with Bitcoin having that, $11 billion in liquidation on the downside. Let me tell you folks, this is a very, very bad sign. Take a look at this liquidation. That 62,800 mark at $11 billion in liquidation, that is a problem, okay? That's more likely to get swept, and if that happens, RUNE will probably need to come down a little bit further. Granted, most altcoins, including RUNE, are having some success to the downside right now. In other words, they're not dropping like terrible from before. So there's that. But until we get some kind of confirmation above this area here, we have no real consideration for taking a long position. Okay, that's what we're going to look for. All right, I hope that made sense and I clarified that correctly. Thank you to, who was it that requested this here? I know somebody was asking for RUNE. Emax, thank you so much for the request. Happy to help. And yeah, you guys can come over to my Discord if you want, or our Discord, and essentially submit some requests. I got a few backlogs here I still need to get to, but at this point, I appreciate your patience and watching, and of course, hitting that like button, commenting below. Join us over on Bitunix too. It's an exchange we use primarily as a community. No KYC or VPN for our US Canadian members, and use my link to register. You get some awesome rewards before June 30th. Really nice, little easy deposit bonus. Anyways, folks, appreciate you watching. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.